Kituo Cha Sheria conducted the inaugural annual Paralegal Learning Forum at Pelican Lodge, Nakuru County on 10th to 12th December 2020. The three-day workshop provided an opportunity for paralegals from across the country to come together to exchange experiences, successes, and discuss strategies for addressing some of the challenges they face in executing their programs.
Access to justice for the poor. What I want to say is that in the curriculum that is coming up, things have changed a lot since like 2 years ago. Before, we had the main issues being, for instance, land and labor. Now I want to put a challenge to us now that actually one of the biggest threats to access to justice for the poor is lack of information. Almost all the cases that come up for people to go to court is because they got themselves into problems because they did not know. We need, I'm asking that we actually begin to think and changing our approach. And that means, therefore, that I would be requesting Kituo to actually put out some funds now for us to do capacity building at the grassroots level.
Counseling is really helping your people at Kituo. In fact, I'm going to police station, and even the OCS, they say these are the people we want to come when we have a problem. So it has made my paralegal position even more robust now.
As a person with disability, we are just but a few in our justice center, where we realize so many justice centers, they have no persons with disability as a paralegal to represent or to take care of issues of persons with disability with different challenges or issues. We have a problem with the sign language interpreters. We don't have sign language interpreter, and that cuts across. Even at the public hospitals, there are no sign language interpreters. That poses a challenge. And so as paralegals with disability, we also want to advocate for disability mainstreaming, even in the justice center.
Held at a time when the nation was faced with COVID-19 pandemic, causing unprecedented effect on effective access to justice, the highly interactive forum provided a platform for collaboration with expert-led discussions to help identify and expose different views, peer-to-peer learning, and exchange of best practices.
A lot of injustices are done out of ignorance of the law. The level of ignorance of the law is very high. Extremely high. And if there's anything justice centers for me should be doing is to try and get people to understand the law. Do small workshops, on aspects of the law, and especially the Constitution, the Bill of Rights. Let people know that they cannot be thrown around. And I'm telling you, anybody who has been empowered by knowledge is not a pushover. However poor, is not a pushover.
Yes. The summit included presentations on the emerging legal issues, that is, the Legal Aid Act, e-filing system, PASUNE, and justice issues arising from the COVID-19 pandemic. The discussion revolved around the need to recognize the role of paralegals in promoting access to justice in local communities, the issue of accreditation under the Legal Aid Act, strengthening the capacity of existing paralegal support networks at both national and regional levels, sustainability of justice centers, and strengthening the linkages between formal and alternative justice systems in promoting equal access to justice.
One thing I've seen that we tend to be defensive in our attitude. We tend to be reactive in our attitude. But I'd like to ask you as justice centers, try to be offensive. Don't be reactive. That when you go on the offensive, your enemy is forced to go on the defensive. So in the same philosophy, I would like you in your small areas to go on the offensive. And the first thing you should do is to let people know their rights before they are violated. Don't wait for an incident to happen, then you react. Do not wait for the pro bono lawyers Do not wait for all these things. You can simplify the law and make the people understand their rights. Yes. And as Martin Luther King said, nobody can ride your back when you are standing upright. Get our people to stand upright, to know that this is the law we have.
The annual Paralegal Summit culminated with a glamorous gala dinner at the Pelican Hotel in Nakuru County. The Kituo Annual Paralegal Summit aimed at celebrating the achievements of paralegals from across Kenya. This was the first ceremony of its kind in Kenya, which focused on rewarding paralegals for the good work that they do in the community justice centers.
Yes, so please accept that award, you and your members. I think we had very good discussions during the day, and a lot of things have been mentioned that we are going to take up as Kituo, and so that we can improve the services that the justice centers are providing, and also to ensure that your voices are heard in terms of the reforms that are currently happening within the legal aid sector. For me, today is a very special occasion kwa sababu tunapatia award kwa paralegals ambao wameweza kufanya kazi nzuri mwaka huu. And this is the first time we are doing it, but we intend to do this every year. And this is just to encourage you to work very hard. I'm not saying that you don't work hard. Without the input of paralegals, I think access to justice at the ground level would not really be realized. And there were some recommendations that were made around expanding the justice centers and finding ways for financing. And these are things that we are going to find ways in which we can support you to be able to achieve more support for the work that you're doing. So Kapa Awards, it is a name that was born by myself, seeing the love and passion that you give for the work that we have trained you to do. Si ni kweli? Thank you. Na najua kwamba kwa ile kazi mnafanya ni kujitolea, si ndio? Those are some of the attributes that I teach each and every one of you during the session, si ndio? The makeup of our justice centers is made up of at least, the largest number is 30 in each community justice center. Right now we have 9 communities here. We hope by the end of 2023 we'll have 21 justice centers. So that's an achievement for Kituo. We will be doing such events, the paralegal learning forums, which we call the summits, and then having the climax of it all being the Kapa Awards.
I don't take it for granted that you took opportunity to be here tonight, to be able to celebrate not only what Kituo has done, but what you have done as an individual. I don't take it for granted that to see somebody has come from Lokja, talking about community interest. There's something called oil. Mining is taking place, right? You come to Mombasa, people have serious interests. But what I know is that today we want to celebrate the first Kituo Annual Paralegal Award. Currently we only have 9 communities trying to check and see how many centers we have. But we have 7 prison centers. In fact, when somebody talks about Kisumu, Kodiaga prison, or you talk about Mombasa, Shimolatewa prison, we have serious centers where paralegals have been able to help people and victims of human rights violation come out of prison and as a law and challenge their rights. If we talk about Kituo in the 2010 constitution, we were the first NGO to challenge the right of prisoners to vote in a referendum. Nobody has ever done that, and that is because of paralegals, giving somebody an opportunity to speak and talk about their rights. But we could not do this because we needed support. I would like to appreciate support from Embassy of Netherlands, helping us to set up 21 plus centers in this country in terms of what we can do to give legal aid to people who are underprivileged. I had an opportunity to be in Netherlands myself, and I know what people do to sacrifice. People take time to forgo their lunch because they have heard about Kituo. I've heard of German, Akijami. They say that this is what Kituo has done to reach out to people who may not understand or people who may not know how to overcome challenging in the legal system. When I hear somebody has come to Canada, I remember the days when somebody would be asked whether you have your ID, and the police officer would tell you, if you have no ID, it's a violation of rights. But really I'm happy because you tell them I'm still expecting the government, who are duty bearers, to ensure that I have the legitimate documents that I need. So when I see people who have come from Turkana talking about oil, talking about the rights of people to challenge the systems, I'm happy about that. How do we ensure that how our justice centers are working? Alternative justice system. It only means that we'll do training for you, like what we have done. We'll give you accreditation, like what we have done. And then we continuously give you capacity building, including latest development in the law. Is that what you're doing, Valerie? That meaning that if there is a new development, we send it to you. In fact, what you want to ensure is that on the top of your phone, kama uko na simu, you know what is the latest decision on issues affecting the community.
We recognize and appreciate the role that you play in enhancing access to justice. As you're aware, the number of advocates that we have in the country are not even anywhere near to get to half of the number of advocates that are required, so that each and every member of public can be able to have access. And that's where you come in, so that you can be able to assist, give first aid support, legal support, and where necessary refer the cases to advocates for them to handle. So for me, it's just to say that congratulations for finishing the training that you undertook, and we hope that you'll be able to make use of the knowledge that you have attained here to reach out to the members of public at the grassroots or at whatever level place you are in this country.
Standing ovation. Ovation. Sawa sawa. Therefore, this award goes to Jamia. That's